Today's video is brought to you by Assiniboia Downs Gaming and Event Center. Be sure to tune into this channel live Mondays at 8 p.m. Eastern for Monday Night Lights, hosted by Trust the Prophets.
I really need to talk about the 8th at Delmar on Saturday, so that is what we are going to do in today's episode of the Pedigree Puzzle. This is a loaded field of fillies in the 8th race at Delmar on Saturday. It's a field of 10 fillies going 5 furlongs on the dirt and a field full of first-time starters. In here, there are 3 different horses who I shortlisted at OBS April and 1 who I shortlisted at the Timonial May sale debuting, and plenty of other talent besides them. You have a Baffert Zidane firster and the first foal out of Grade 1 winner Marley's Freedom, as well as a foal out of a sister to Triple Crown winner Justify. So there's a lot going on in this field. I'm not here today to give picks, but to provide just some information for you to take into account in your handicapping process, and mostly to geek out about the potential of this field because it sure looks like these are some fillies we'll be hearing from in the future. We're going to look at Pedigree, of course. We're also going to look at some sale photos and videos, as well as workout videos from ExpressBet TV. There's also a few other 2-year-olds from my watch list debuting around the country this weekend, and I will touch on those very briefly at the end. So let's go ahead and get started with the number 1 horse in here, Ashley. This was one of my top picks at OBS April, both on pedigree and based on her physicality, and she sold for $400,000, so I wasn't the only one who liked her there. She physically was a really feminine horse, but very powerful. You can really see kind of that combination of Into Mischief and Speightstown in her. She breezed in 10 flat at that sale and had a really low, smooth stride, and I'm sure that quick time helped contribute to that $400,000 sale price. She's by Into Mischief and out of the Speightstown mare Goyaba. And that Into Mischief Speightstown cross is absolutely otherworldly. It produces 18.4% stakes winners in a pretty healthy sample size of 49 starters, including 2 Grade 1 winners. Into Mischief gets 16% 2-year-old debut winners, so you know they can pop first time out. And this filly has been breathing great for trainer John Sheriffs. She seems like a really keen filly in her works, really eager. She's definitely shown some good gait speed also in those last 2. Take a look here at her most recent work, where she worked with the unraced Justify filly just for fun. Herself a $485,000 Keeneland September purchase. So clearly someone thought this was a pretty nice filly here with her. And you can see she just takes off out of there over this other filly. And looking at, as we go on, the body language of the jockeys, you can kind of see here that the rider on Just for Fun is asking a little bit, whereas the rider on Ashley is really just kind of letting her cruise, has the kind of feet in the dashboard a little bit. And as they go around here, you can see that the workmate does come up to her, but the rider on that one is asking a little bit for some run, whereas the jockey on the outside, the rider on the outside on Ashley, is sitting pretty dang still. And as they come around the turn, you'll see Ashley pretty easily puts the workmate away here and kicks on for home. But that was her most recent work, and I think that kind of says everything you need about whether this filly is ready for this race. Breaking for the rail is definitely a question mark, always with a first-time starter. Sheriff's is 9% first time out, so he can win with a firster, obviously, but you could also forgive her if she needs a race in here. But from everything we've seen from Ashley, it sure looks like she's a filly with talent, and whether she wins here or just puts in a good race, this might be the horse I'm most excited about moving forward long term. The 2 is Pretty Layla by Uncle Mo and out of the Scat Daddy mare Pretty Lady. Uncle Mo has only had 11 starters out of mares carrying Scat Daddy, but one of them is stakes winner Mo d'Amour, so that's 9.1% stakes winners from those 11 starters. Uncle Mo also produces 14% 2-year-old debut winners, so you know that they can be precocious. The dam here was a stakes winner who broke her maiden in her 3rd career start, but ran 2nd on debut and was impressive enough in that race for them to try the Grade 1 Natalma out of that spot. And she didn't embarrass herself in there. She was fifth. That mare, Pretty Lady, is a half to grade 1 winning 2-year-old Union Strike, as well as stakes place Classic Sense, and is a full to graded stakes winner, Handsome Mike, who was graded stakes placed as a 2-year-old. So there's definitely precocity in the pedigree here. Ruiz Racing bought this mare for $625,000 with this filly in utero. And though the dam's only foal to race is 0 for 9, the hope is clearly that this filly will be a little bit better. She had a work on July 1st that we got video for here with Just a Guess, a Nyquist colt who's entered as an also eligible in the 10th on the Saturday card at Del Mar. You can see she breaks on top in here and holds her own pretty well against this colt. Later on here in the work, she's asked for run and responds well. The rider does end up actually dropping the whip, but she doesn't react to all the commotion going on. You've got other horses coming up that they're coming up on. Again, the rider drops the whip. And overall, she handles it very professionally. And she gallops out here with some good energy and a work that doesn't look like it took too much out of her. Trainer Antonio Garcia is 1 for his last 17 first-time starters. That's a 6% win rate. Next is Mocha Grande. This was a $475,000 Keeneland September yearling, and by Uncle Mo out of the Harlan's Holiday mare, Holiday Music. Dam here won 2 of 9 lifetime, broke her maiden as a 3-year-old in her 3rd career start, but did hit the board in both of her starts at 2. That mare, Holiday Music, is a half to Triple Crown winner Justify, as well as graded stakes winner The Lieutenant. The 2nd dam was graded stakes placed, 3rd dam is grade 1 placed, and the 4th dam is a graded stakes winner, so there's plenty of quality to go back to here. And that Uncle Mo Harlan's Holiday Cross is also very good with 3 stakes winners in 20 starters. That's 15%, just a percent more than Uncle Mo's 14% 2-year-old debut winners. And we'll go ahead and take a look. This filly has been working with Hope Road, who is also in this race for John Sadler, a 6% trainer with first-time starters. And this work took place here on June 19th. She's been a little bit slower in those gate works than Hope Road. You'll see that when we talk about Hope Road a little bit later. But she has a little bit of a slower stride turnover than her stablemate, but moves very efficiently. To me, I think that might indicate that a little more distance might be better for her because she doesn't have those really quick strides. But she clearly, I think, has ability. And I think that a little bit more distance and experience might be what she's looking for. Number 4 is Petite Ange by Golden Sense and out of Big Maple by Overanalyze. As a $42,000 Keeneland September yearling, she's certainly the bargain of the field, or at least we'll see if she's a bargain. Golden Sense gets 11%. 2-year-old debut winners, and this is the first foal from an unraced dam who was a half to stakes winner Americum by Brilliant Speed. Her 2nd dam was unraced, but the 3rd dam was a nice allowance horse who was a half to a stakes winner and 2 stakes placed winners. And if you go back just a little bit further, the 4th, 5th, and 6th dams here are absolutely huge quality. You have grade 1 winner Gorgeous, Canadian champion 3-year-old Kamar, who also produced Kentucky Oaks winner Seaside Attraction, and Canadian champion 3-year-old Key to the Moon. And then the 6th dam is Canadian champion 3-year-old and Hall of Famer Square Angel, who also produced grade 1 winner Love Smitten, a full sister to Kamar. So you have to dig a little bit deep for the quality in this mare, this filly, but it's certainly there. And she's been working steadily since at least mid-May. Trainer Victor Garcia is 0 for 3 with first-time starters this year. 5 is Wicked Desire by Omaha Beach and out of Holy Place. This was an $80,000 Keeneland September yearling who is debuting for a trainer Jay Neff. Omaha Beach has certainly been off to a strong start so far with winners in 4 of his first 9 debut runners. That's 44%. And while I'm sure that'll come down a little bit as the numbers grow, he's certainly on the fast track to become the leading freshman sire this year. The dam of Wicked Desire, Holy Place, was over 6 and has only produced 1 winner in 3 starters, which is a little bit of a red flag here. That Warfront Pulpit Cross is very popular and has produced plenty of stakes winners, but actually hits at about average for all starters with Warfront on top at this point, just with 5.2% stakes winners. So it can certainly work. but I think it was an example of one of those crosses where he hit so many great horses with pulpit mares early on that the cross kind of got diluted over time. It is interesting to me that Wicked Desires family 22D shares a mitochondrial haplotype with Omaha Beach's family 22C. So the combination of nuclear DNA and mitochondrial DNA that worked so well for Omaha Beach is being repeated here. And though the dam wasn't a winner, she's a half to grade 1 winning champion Lady Eli and multiple graded stakes winner Busy Caroline, so there's clearly ability in the family here. Number 6 is Hope Road by Quality Road and out of Marley's Freedom, who you probably remember as a grade 1 winning sprinter. This is the second Sadler trainee in the group and has been working in company with Mocha Grande, and certainly looked good in that last drill that they had in company together. Quality Road sires 15% 2-year-old debut winners, and as I mentioned, this dam was a really nice filly, grade 1 winning sprinter, but she did take a few starts to kind of figure things out. She didn't really show a whole lot in her first 2 starts at 2, but blossomed as a 3-year-old, breaking her maiden that September in her 3rd career start and going on to become a really nice older filly in the sprint division. And even beyond that dam, this is a pretty deep family. Marley's Freedom is a half to stakes winner Noble Charlotte. That second dam, Relaxing Green, was stakes placed and a half to graded stakes winner Mythical Gem, stakes winner Apple Charlotte, and 2 other stakes placed runners. The third dam was a stakes placed daughter of graded stakes winner Noble Damsel, who's also a half to a stakes winner out of the Irish Group stakes winner Tender Camilla, the 5th dam here. Noble Damsel is also the tail female ancestor of grade 1 winner Noble Bird. Looking at this most recent work, it certainly looks like Hope Road has a bit of gate speed, she at least compared to Mocha Grande for sure. She got out there early and definitely seems like she was going a bit better in this prep. Mocha Grande gets pushed up to take the lead here, and Hope Road doesn't seem to mind sitting a little bit here, which is a good sign for a firster, that they aren't necessarily going speed crazy or anything. As we pick the work back up, you see she's not really being asked that much, especially compared to the workmate, but is pretty easily coming up to her and going with her and going by her also. And this is another one where you kind of see the difference, not only in body language of the jockeys, but of the horses as they finish up here. Hope Road on the outside definitely looks like she's going a lot easier than Mocha Grande. And as they approach the wire here and kind of just ease into the gallop out, you'll see that her ears are flicking around. And as they come under the wire, she actually kind of starts pricking them, which you love to see. There's a lot more there, and the time was nice, a minute flat for the 5 furlongs. So I think you can definitely mark this filly a contender in here. 7 is April Vintage. She was another one whose pedigree I really liked at OBS April. You could probably argue that she has less than perfect conformation in those front legs, but it certainly didn't seem to bother her at the sale. She breezed a very quick 9-4 furlong at OBS April and sold for $175,000. She's got sort of a bounding stride. You can see here there's a lot of reach to her, and I really love how she really lowered her head in this work. Her dam was unraced, but a full sister to a stakes placed 2-year-old in Japan, as well as a half sister to stakes winner 235. And going back just a bit further, the third dam at the half was a 4-time stakes winner at 2 who produced graded stakes winner Lou Ravi. At the half was also the second dam of 2-year-old champion Half Bridled, and the third dam of multiple grade 1 winner Mishawish. So clearly there is both precocity and ability in this female family here. Vino Rosso has sired 2 debut winners from his first 13 starters, which is 15%. And that's something I think that I, for one, wasn't really expecting from Vino Rosso, the precocity that they've shown. So I'll be curious to see how this filly goes and whether she gets better with age, as I kind of expect the Vino Rosso babies to do. The Curl and Uncle Mo cross has yet to produce a stakes winner, but it's only been tried 3 times, so there's no need to judge her negatively based on that. And she certainly has some very fast gate works on paper, it seems, at San Luis Rey for trainer Peter Miller, who wins with 10% of his debut runners. Next is the Baffert trainee, Dua, by Arrogate out of the Consolidator mare Attempt to Name. She was a $400,000 Fasig-Tipton, Kentucky July purchase, and her trainer Bob Baffert wins at 28% with debut runners. And you can see, even as an immature baby in this sale video, she walks with a lot of purpose, which you have to like from a filly like this. But Arrogate does get just 7% winners with 2-year-old debut runners, so she might not be the lock that most Baffert firsters are. Interestingly, this female family 4M is the same as Arrogate's sire Unbridled Song. Arrogate had only a handful of starters from this family. None of them are stakes winners, but I thought that was interesting to note. And certainly the Arrogate Stormcat cross has been pretty good so far with 3 stakes winners, including 2 Grade 1 winners. One of those being Belmont Stakes winner Archangelo, whose second dam is by Stormcat. The dam here, who is a half to 2 stakes place runners, broke her maiden as a 2-year-old in her second start. The second dam was unraced, but is a half to 3 stakes winners, including a stakes winner at 2. Dua's third dam, Rare Opportunity, won on debut as a 2-year-old and was graded stakes place in the Black Eyed Susan Stakes at 3. And the fourth dam produced 2 stakes winners as well as 2 additional stakes placed winners in addition to Rare Opportunity. And as you can see, this family goes back to the 5th dam Grade 1 winner Sabine. The last work for Dua was on July 16th, and she worked with the Justify filly Masquerading, the first foal out of multiple Grade 1 winner Midnight Lucky. She was a smidge quicker just out of the gate and settled off the workmate here just a little bit. Both of them went pretty quick early, cruised home late, pretty typical Bob Baffert. They got a time of 47.2 for this work, so classic Bob Baffert fast works coming in, and she has a lot of them that good foundation coming into this spot, and it's hard really to knock a Baffert Zidane firster. I'll be curious when the morning line comes out to see if she is expected to go off favorite in here. The 9 is Feisty Mitole. This was a horse who wasn't on my pedigree shortlist for OBS April, but when going around looking at horses, she really caught my eye. She had a really friendly, curious personality, seemed like a really kind, intelligent filly, and physically just looked very athletic. In that breeze at the sale, the rider actually lost the whip early on, but it certainly didn't matter. She breezed a quarter in 20.4 and sold for $160,000. Mitole has gotten 2 winners from 16 first-time starters to date. That's 12%. And this is another Peter Miller trainee. It looks like she might have been breezing with April vintage. Feisty Mitole's Dam Fiercely was an unraced daughter of Hard Spun. She has 3 winners from 4 starters, and though none of them were first out winners, she does have a 2-year-old winner by Lee. There's a little bit of black type here on the bottom, not a ton. The second dam was stakes placed and the dam of a 2-year-old stakes winner, and the third dam was a stakes winner at 2. So there's definitely some reason to believe that there could be some precocity here with Feisty Mitole. And the 10 is You're in Trouble. I really liked this filly's pedigree when I was going through the Fasig-Tipton Mid-Atlantic May sale, and she sold for $87,000 after working in 10 and 2. This filly has a lot of leg, and she's very kind of stretchy physically. She had covered a lot of ground with her stride, it looks like, and seems to have a really nice, fluid way of going. Her dam, Brittany Bratt, was a winner on debut. That was as a 3-year-old, and her second dam was a 3-time winner at 2. Since the sale, the dam's only non-winner at the time broke her maiden, so this mare has produced 7 winners in 7 starters, including a stakes winner and 2 stakes-placed winners. The dam has 1 first-out winner, Yucca, who would become a stakes winner at Prairie Meadows, as well as a winner second out. She's also the dam of Del Mar Maiden Special Weight winner Truck Salesman by Into Mischief's Can the Man. That one took a while to break his maiden, but was good enough to finish second in the 2020 Alshindaga Sprint at Maiden for Doug O'Neill, who also trains this filly. And you can see here some of the stats that I looked at prior to that Fasig-Tipton sale. As you can see, Into Mischief crosses well with all the stallions in the immediate pedigree, with 9% stakes winners out of mares carrying 49er, 8% out of mares carrying swaps, and a stakes winner in just 7 starters out of mares carrying decidedly. And Unbridled Song has also done well with both swaps and decidedly. So I thought that this filly really caught my eye based on those statistics on that cross. I'm not 100% convinced she's going to be as good as some of the others in here, but I'd love to be proven wrong on that. And I'm very curious to see how she fares. She's been working steadily, and those last 2 gate works were definitely quick. And we'll take a look at the most recent one on July 17th, where she was working with a colt called Refocus, who's actually a debut winner and finished 3rd in the Fasig-Tipton Futurity in his 2nd start. So I think it says a lot that Doug O'Neill saw fit to work her with this colt. On July 9th, she worked from the gate with 2 other 2-year-old colts, one of which finished 5th on debut in a Santa Anita maiden special weight, and the other one unraced. In that work, she broke fastest, sat outside off of them, and quickened to keep pace and get in front when asked, relaxed and eased up real nice afterward. In this most recent work, you can see that she definitely has to be asked to keep up a little bit here with Refocus, but I'm not that concerned about that. This clearly is a talented colt. He's already a winner and has black type. So I think this was a nice work. And I think, like I said, I think it shows a little bit of confidence maybe that Doug O'Neill put her with a really nice 2-year-old colt here. And clearly she was 2nd best here, but I thought it was nice. I thought it was a good effort overall, and I'm curious to see how she does in here. So that is the field for the 8th race at Del Mar on Saturday. I really think this field could end up giving us a lot of fillies to look forward to in the future, and horses that we'll be hearing about later this year and into next year. But before you go, there are a few more fillies debuting this weekend and next week that I wanted to very quickly mention. There are 2 firsters from my first 2-year-old watch list, which you can find the link to below, debuting this Saturday as well. Creval de Oro is debuting in a 6.5 furlong turf race in the 5th race at Woodbine for Mark Casse. And True Princess is entered to run in the 1st race at Evangeline Downs, a 5 furlong maiden special weight for trainer Lonnie Briley. And then on Wednesday, there are 2 running in the 5th race at Delaware Park, Lagonisi and Lady Cha-Cha. Lagonisi was a $350,000 OBS April purchase who debuts for Mike Matz, whereas Lady Cha-Cha's pedigree caught my eye out of the Keeneland September yearling sale, and she'd later sell for $110,000 at the OBS Winter Mix sale, and she debuts for Christophe Clement. Notably, both of Lagonisi's siblings to race were debut winners, and Lady Cha-Cha's Dam has produced a debut winner in 6 starters. I haven't looked at the field, so I don't know what kind of chance they have, but I liked their pedigrees, and I'll certainly be watching that race on Wednesday. And so let me know what you think of this group of 2-year-old fillies that we've talked about. We touched on a bunch of them in this video. I really love following young horses, so let me know if you enjoy this kind of content, looking at horses before they debut, or if I should, go to looking at horses after they debut and when we kind of see a little more of what they might have. Either way, I'm very curious to see how this group of 2-year-olds perform this year and moving forward. And again, let me know if you want to see more content along these lines. I still have plenty of unraced babies who I'm looking forward to seeing at the track. So thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time. Thank you.